Good morning, Monday morning crew. I am Attorney Mo DeWitt, and it is Monday morning at 8 a.m. So you know what that means. It's time for Monday Morning with Mo. Well, good morning, everybody. This is Monday Morning with Mo. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. We do this little show every morning, Monday morning, that is, at 8 a.m., like right here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, where we answer your legal questions completely free. All you have to do is put them in the comments below, shoot us an email, ask@dewitlaw.com, or you can always leave us a voicemail, 407-536-6737. The number will continue to flash right there throughout the show. Give us a call. You can give us a call anytime, whether it's while you're watching this or during the week. Just leave us a voicemail there on that voicemail line, and we'll get back to you if you ask us to, and we'll answer the question right here on the show the next week. So keep watching. Hope you enjoy it. Hope everyone out there is still enjoying this thing, and we'll keep doing it, I guess. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a pretty uneventful weekend for the most part. Shot some videos on Saturday. We posted some pictures on Facebook of that. So keep checking our pages for those. Those should be going out soon. And then we walked over to Lake Eola with the kid and the wife after that. Hung out a little bit and then just hung out at the house on Sunday. So hopefully you guys had a good weekend as well. Back at it, back on Monday morning. So let's answer some legal questions here. So first up, we have Tara. So Tara says, excuse me. My issue is I was in an automobile accident on April 15th. I went home to file a claim and went through the information gathering process. I was told an adjuster would call me. Many hours later, I called to see if I have car rental insurance and was told my insurance was canceled in February due to payment reversal. The insurance company didn't advise my lien holder, therefore they never required me to get collision insurance, and I'm getting the complete runaround from the insurance company, I won't say the name of the insurance company, and my lien holder. Shouldn't my insurance have contacted me in person? Shouldn't my bank have let me know of the reversal due to my debit card being stolen or replaced? Alright, so under Florida law, I can look up the statute for you. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. While we're talking. But basically, under Florida law, if your insurance policy is canceled for non-payment, they have to send you a certified letter. And then once you receive that certified letter, basically you have 5 days to make due, or you have 15 days from when you receive it, if you don't actually sign the the return receipt or whatever it's called. So in most cases, you're going to have 15 days to make that payment good. So the first step you want to do is reach out to your insurance company and say, all right, you're saying you canceled me for non-payment. Where's the letter you sent me? Where's the notice letter? Where did you send it to? Because I have it here. It's 627.728 if you want to take a look at that. That's the Florida statute, 627.728. Look that up and it outlines the notice procedure there. But basically, you want to ask your insurance company, where's the letter? Where did you send it to? When was I supposed to receive it? Because if they didn't send you that notice letter, then they may have not validly canceled your insurance, and you may be able to force them to have coverage for you. But that's really the place to start. You have to start by asking for that letter, see where it is, see what they're doing with it, and figure it out from there. But that's going to be the first place. They're not required to contact you in person. They just have to send that letter. Your bank's not really required to let you know. You're supposed to be checking your bank account and see, if that charge didn't go through or something along those lines. But your insurance company is required to send you that letter. So give them a call, ask them to verify that. And if they didn't send you that letter, then they may have to still cover you there. So best of luck, Tara. I'm not sure how you say the name. And if you need any assistance, just let us know. We'd be happy to help you with that. So, all right. So one down this morning. No voicemails today, but if you guys have voicemails, you know the number. It's on the screen. Leave them there. Those are always kind of fun. Oh, we lost the light back there. All right, next up we got Tom. Tom says, I was in a car accident a few years ago as a delivery driver and ended up having to pay thousands of dollars to get the vehicle repaired. I just got in another accident yesterday that wasn't my fault. I wasn't injured, but I'm afraid that I'm going to be stuck with a bill since I don't have full coverage on my vehicle. All right, so you weren't at fault, so hopefully the driver that hit you has sufficient insurance to pay for the damage to the vehicle. Anytime you're in an accident, one of the most important things that you should do, and a lot of times people don't want to do this because it takes time and it's a headache, is you want to get a police report, because a police report is going to make things go a lot smoother, go a lot faster. Because what's going to happen is when you call your insurance company and file this claim, let them know you were in an accident, the first thing they're going to try to determine is fault. So if you have a police report already, it makes that process go a lot faster. If you don't have a police report, they can still do that, but it may take days or sometimes weeks for them to be able to determine that fault, which makes a difference in a couple areas. Number one, you may have to come out of pocket for your deductible if you don't have a police report, because if they haven't determined fault yet, what they're going to do is say, all right, Tom, you go ahead and get your vehicle repaired, pay us the deductible, and then if the other party's found at fault, we'll ask them to reimburse you for the deductible, basically. The other issue you could have is who you get a rental through. If you don't have rental car coverage on your policy, you may be able to get the other driver's insurance to get you a rental if you have that police report showing that they were at fault. So those are two things right there. Tom's question, though, is really, how do I not get stuck with the bill? Well, hopefully the driver that hit you has sufficient insurance. The second way you don't get stuck with the bill is by making sure you have full coverage on your vehicle and that you have what we call gap coverage. So gap coverage, if your vehicle is financed, basically, let's say the vehicle is worth $10,000, but you owe $12,000 on it. So if the vehicle is totaled out, the insurance company is only going to write you a check for the $10,000, what the vehicle's worth, but you still owe more. You owe that other $2,000. So that's where gap coverage comes in to cover that difference. It covers the gap there, so that you don't have to come out of pocket, and that the loan gets paid off essentially. So those are the ways that you can, in hindsight, I guess, could help prevent having this happen. When an accident does happen like that, though, make sure you get a police report. It'll make things go a lot smoother, a lot easier. But really, if the driver who hit you didn't have sufficient coverage, the only way to ensure that you get fully covered is to have full coverage yourself. And I'll give you a lecture later on why full coverage doesn't really mean full coverage, but you can watch my other Facebook videos for that. So, best of luck, Tom. You need help, let me know. All right, last question here. We'll keep it short this morning. I'm sure everyone's got things to do. I know I do. Mondays are always our busiest day for some reason. I guess people have legal problems from the weekend. But anyways, last up here says from Dawn. Dawn says, my wife was hit by a car while walking the dog and has been in a coma for 27 days. Oh boy. She's still in the hospital, has not been 100% since the accident happened in March. I hired a different law firm. I won't say their name. And they're stating that there is $25,000 in bodily injury coverage and there's nothing else they can do. All right. So I'm assuming here that you probably don't have uninsured motorist coverage. I would think the other law firm would probably let you know if you did. But, as I've talked about before, in Florida, there's no requirement currently. There's actually a proposal in the Florida legislature right now to make it a requirement. But currently, you can legally be driving on the road, have no insurance coverage to cover if you hit somebody and hurt them. So someone can legally be on the road, they can hit you, they can hurt you, they can have absolutely no insurance to cover that, and it's perfectly legal. Here, this person had what we call a $25,000 policy, or $25,000 BI policy, bodily injury policy. So that does cover up to $25,000 if they hit somebody and hurt somebody, just like they hurt your wife, unfortunately. However, unless they have assets, there's not a whole lot else you can do. So there's two things that the attorney should do, and they may have already done this, but they should do an insurance search and an asset search. And so that determines whether there's any other insurance policies out there, if there's any other assets you can go after to try to collect for the injuries and the medical bills and lost wages and everything else that your wife is going through. Beyond that, and this is why I push uninsured motorist coverage so much and why it's so important, is everyone out there should really have uninsured motorist coverage on their policy, because what would happen here if you had uninsured motorist coverage is, once the $25,000 was used up, then you could go and ask your own insurance company to basically step into the shoes of the at-fault party and pay out the uninsured motorist coverage just like the at-fault party would. And, it doesn't raise your rates typically, doesn't go against you. They're stepping into the shoes of the at-fault party because that person wasn't sufficiently insured. So it's really good coverage to have. And it even covers you if you're walking the dog, if you're riding your bike and get hit by a car, things like that. So it covers you beyond just being in your vehicle, which is why it's so important. Unfortunately, Dawn, I wish there was something I could do for you. I wish I had a magic piece of information here, but it sounds like what your attorneys are telling you is most likely correct. But just ask them, did you do an asset search? Did you do an insurance search? And do I have uninsured motorist coverage? Those are the three things that you want to know. And as long as they can answer those questions for you, then unfortunately, you may be stuck with the $25,000 in bodily injury coverage. Now, if your attorney may also be able to get, up to $10,000 in PIP coverage, which may help with the medical bills a little bit. Given that your wife has been was in a coma for 27 days, I can only imagine how high the medical bills are. So $10,000 really isn't going to make a whole lot of a difference. And then make sure you're putting everything through your health insurance if you have health insurance. If you don't, make sure you talk to the hospital administration right away. See if they have programs available for you. You want to make sure you get those medical bills taken care of, or at least try to get them taken care of as best as possible, because they'll make things a lot easier in the long run. But if you have any other questions, give me a call. Happy to help you any way I can. It's an unfortunate situation. I hope your wife makes a full recovery. That's just a terrible situation all around. But for anybody out there listening, call your insurance agent, add an uninsured motorist coverage to your policy. It's probably the most important insurance that you can have, in my opinion. So, anyways, as always, you guys have any legal questions during the week, give me a call at 866-CALL-MO, justcallmo.com or DeWittLaw.com. Here to help you guys any way we can. And if you just have some legal questions, you can shoot those to us too, and we'll answer them on the next show. So have a great week. Stay safe out there. And we'll see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning with Mo. Take care, everybody.